Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at repairing some shoes, trainers and boots. First of all, we'll start off with re-gluing these. So as you look, you see these Crocs, all the bare band is all loose, so that needs gluing on those. These walking boots, see the front there, all wants gluing. That's another pair for repair. Pair of golf shoes, I picked these up for not a lot of money, I think £2 or so, but you see, again, they won't glue in, but they're Nike golfing shoes, so they'll be decent once they're done. That's those three pair. We've got a pair of Doc Martens. I bought these from Bridlington, Strawberry Fields, and didn't notice that the stitching there had come undone. Now, in an ideal world, it'd be better to have these re-stitched, but you've got to use the cards the hand you've been dealt, and I've not got that facility to do the stitching, so I'll glue these and tidy them up. We also have these hiking boots, Skechers, and if you look, they've just come loose there. So again, we'll glue that, and I'll show you what type of glue I use and how I compress it. I'll show you that repair. These are loose underneath at the bottom, so again we'll glue them and compress them, and that'll be their fix on them. Then we have these Scarpa walking boots. These were covered in mud when I bought them. I paid £1 for them, but she did point out that the stitching had come loose there. So again, I'm going to glue that, compress it with a G-clamp, and then put some laces in, and they should be okay then for sale. And then the final pair is these old walking boots. Again, when I bought them, I was lucky to see that had happened, and I didn't pay the price he wanted them originally, and he let me have them for peanuts in the finish. So again, we'll try and glue those and make them into something decent. So I'll show you what we do from start to finish. So the glue that I use is Renier glue or Renier glue. This is what cobblers use. It's manufactured in Germany. It's really good stuff for resoling shoes and re-gluing soles on shoes. So I'll use that, a small brush, Stanley knife for cleaning the areas off, and a couple of just household knives. That's usually what I use. So I'll be quite liberal with the glue. Make sure that you do this in a well ventilated area or bigger room. If you do it in a small room, that you have the window open, otherwise it might feel like you've had about 10 or 12 pints after a few minutes. Like I say, I'm getting it round everywhere where the bare band goes round, and you leave that to go tacky. Once it goes tacky, it's ready to put the little band in place. Right, so once I've got that first one in position, the glue's in, it's gone tacky. What we now need to do is compress it, ready for the glue to set. Leave it for 24 hours. So what I use is, I've got an old lorry inner tube, but you can use weight training tubes, what you use for exercising with. But all you do is you put it around the outside and you pull it nice and tight, and it should compress it in position. Stretch the elastic around it again. It does work better if you have got a shoe last what you can put in the shoe, but I don't have that facility. Like I say, I'm no cobbler. It's gone a bit too tight there. So basically that's now compressed around and it should hold it in position ready for the glue to set. Then all I'll do is just run a little bit of electrician's tape around just to hold the compression elastic in position. So that one now, you've just got to leave it to set and go off, and should be fine once it's set. I'll not bore you with the second one. Right, so on to this next set. These are my partner's walking boots that we use when we're away at the caravan. Just want a quick glue on the front. The other one is fine, so I'll quickly do this one. So because it's contact glue, what you want to be doing is gluing the sole, also gluing the boot, and then what you do is you wait a few moments until they start drying and going a little bit tacky. That's when you want to push it together. Sometimes you hit it with a hammer to get it really tight, and then you want to compress the joint and leave it overnight. So like I said, don't be afraid to hit it with a hammer. It gets the air bubbles out, and it does actually tell you to do this in the instructions of the glue. So you're wanting to get a firm joint together, ready for compression. Then again, what I'll do is I get the rubber for compression and pull that around, wrap it tight as you can. It should hold the sole in the place you want it to overnight, and then hopefully when you take it off, it's glued nice and firm in position, and it should last quite a few more years. So it's just a bit of rubber just to pull it tight and in position, and it'll just hold it there for 24 hours. Then once it's wrapped around, all we do is just wrap some electrician's tape around in position, and that'll hold that overnight. I'll probably put these outside now so they can air outside. It's sunny outside. They may even dry in less than 24 hours, but it's best to leave them for 24 hours to get the best results. So as you can see on this pair of boots, the ends have come off the laces. This one's okay, this one's come off. These ends are called aglets, A-G-L-E-T-S, aglets. You can actually buy them on eBay. The other pair has also, she's lost the ends from. So what I'm going to do is show you a cheap fix for aglets. So as I've told you before, I'm an electrician. You can buy heat shrink off eBay. You can buy a 2 metre length or whatever for a couple of pounds, for £3-4 pounds. And all you do is you cut it into sizes for aglets, like so. So I need 3. I've already pre-cut 2. That's the third one, and I'll show you what we do. So you thread the heat shrink or aglet on to the lace. Leave it at the end, let it poke through. We can cut that off later. This is actually heat shrink, so now you will need a hairdryer or hair straighteners, and you just warm it up. That'll go tacky, and as you can see, it's shrunk down now. Get a sharp pair of scissors and just trim the end off flush with the aglet. I'll just warm that back up on the end again. So that will eventually go hard and set, and as you can see, you can now thread that back through the eyelets on the boot without any problem. It's a nice, easy, cheap fix. So there's 2 more of these to do. Like I say, this heat shrink, I always buy it in clear, but you can get it in colours. You can get it in red, green, blue, black, whatever colour you want. Again, all we'll do is get the hairdryer. Like I say, you can use hairdryer, you can use hair straighteners as well. And you're just looking to shrink that down. It tightens up onto the lace. That's that one done, as opposed to that one. Look, see the difference in thickness. So I've trimmed those ends off now, and they'll set harder, and you'll be able to rethread these through the eyelets again. So these are actually called aglets if you buy them on eBay, or heat shrink like I buy. Very inexpensive, but it does the job. Right, so the next pair are these golf Nike shoes, Nike golfing shoes, and as you can see, really badly do need a real re-glue. I think I paid £1 or £2 for these because of this. It should be a nice easy fix. So as you can see, got my glue inside, it's nearly ready, it's getting tacky. Put that together and I'll compress it. I don't have a shoe last, which is in an ideal world I could do with putting a shoe last in here to get some substance. So like I say, I have to work with the hand of cards I've been dealt and the tools that I have in front of me. I say I don't profess to be an expert at this. I'm not a cobbler, I'm an electrician by trade. This is just something I've picked up as a bit of a hobby. I'm not the best out there, but I get by. So as you can see, I've compressed that one together, and all I'll do now is just put some tape down to hold the compression band in place. That'll hold it in place now, and hopefully the end result will be nice and firmly glued. Then we can just give them a bit of a clean up and a polish, and then we'll get them ready for sale. So as you can see, this is the other golf shoe. This is just as bad. So again, I'll do the repair on that, but I'll not show you that. I'll not bore you with this one because we're virtually doing the same as the last one. So this pair should be the easier pair to do. Just this side that needs doing. The other hiking boot is okay, so should be a very, very quick repair on this one. Get some glue in there, let it start getting tacky, compress it together and leave it to dry. Sometimes it's better to use smaller brushes, so I buy these little artist brush sets. They're quite cheap and you can get it in, they're nice and small. As you can see, we're just getting easier with this smaller brush. That's the one that comes with the glue, is on the glue pot. It's quite a big clumsy brush. It's good for covering bigger areas, but when you're doing smaller areas you want something a little bit more smaller that you can work with for ease, and you don't want to get glue everywhere where you don't want it. As you can see there, the glue's starting to go tacky, which is how you want it. Then you can compress it together and it should hold in position and go off and do a nice firm strong fix. Again, I've got the compression band around the shoe and taped it in position, and we'll just leave it 24 hours like the others and let that dry and set. So the next pair that need doing are Scarpa hiking boots. Anybody that knows the boots will know that these are a really good brand and worth quite a bit of money when they're in good condition, which these are, and so they were absolutely filthy when I got these, covered in mud. The person that sold them to me said they couldn't be bothered to clean them, and they sold me these for, actually sold me these for £1, but they did point out that the stitching had come undone here, and I thought, well, it's either take it to the cobblers and get it restitched, or have a go at gluing them, which is what I'm going to do. Once these are glued, I would expect to fetch anywhere between £40–50 for these in this condition. If they're in better condition, then you can fetch upwards of 80. So let's see what we can do with these. So as you can see, I've got that right on the joint where I want it to be. I've put some timber on there and a G-clamp, tighten that into position, and then we'll leave that overnight, and hopefully that'll be where it needs to be, and that'll be that another pair repaired. We should get decent money for these. So these DMs also, didn't see that when I bought them. The amount of times we do that, we buy stuff and we get caught up in the moment. We see the Doc Martens and think, right, there's money to be made on those, and then you get them home to be disappointed and find that the stitching's come undone or the soles are hanging off. So this is all about trying to make good of a bad situation and trying to get something back. So we'll have a go at these next. So I'm just cutting away the excess stitching that's come loose and off, so we get that out of the way, ready to prepare the gluing area. Right, so for the DM fix, Doc Martens, to fix that, I have actually got these. They're not proper shoe lasts, but they go in your shoes and they keep them stretched to your size. These are my size, between a 7 and an 8. I am a size 8. I think these DMs are 7, so I'll put that inside, it'll compress shut, and it'll give me something to compress on at the back of the heel when that's in position. Right, so we'll put this inside the boot. There's bends in the middle, so it does make it easier to get in. As you can see, that's inside now. I've got something firm to press against once I glue this part. It's something to hold against, so that'll make it easier for me. So as you can see, I've got the gluing position now, and I've got the compression band in place. Should glue it where I want it to be glued, right on the stitching mark, and I'll just tape that up now and leave it to set. This pair can tell a story. We'll soon fix that. I'll get all that excess glue off first, and then we'll look at running quite a bit of liberal amounts of glue in there and getting a nice fix. But these are another really nice old hiking boot with Vibram soles. I think again I paid about £1 for them because of this. In an ideal world you would want to take them to the cobblers. Like I said, I'm only a hobby repairer. I don't say that I know the best way of doing things. I do it my way and it works for me. Other people would take it to a cobbler's and pay a lot more money to get these fixed. So hope this helps people out and gives them an idea what to do. But we'll have a go at these. As you can see, somebody's had a go at re-gluing these before. I've actually pulled it a bit wider apart now so I can get some glue in there, but I do need to clean it up better first before we do that. I just thought I'd show this on camera. So if you look now, we're at the stage where the glue's getting tacky. I've put it on the boot as well as the sole, the inside of the sole. So this is getting to a point now where we can compress it together and get it to bond. So again, this is the boot the other side. I've finished up pulling that right back as well and cleaning the sole. I think these have been re-glued before. They've either used the incorrect glue or they didn't clean them properly before they glued them and they've come loose again. But we'll be able to fix this. As you can see, the table is now empty, so I've managed to do the pairs that I wanted to do. It's all about stopping things from going to landfill. So if we can repair them and give them a new lease of life, we will do. And we can sell them on. The amount of times that we've all done it, we've bought stuff from car boot sale, got it home and been very disappointed that they've been damaged or ripped or the soles are coming apart. So this is just a way of fixing it. I hope you found it informative. I hope it's helped you and given you some ideas to have a go yourself. Like I say, I'm no professional. I just do it as a bit of a hobby. I'm not saying I'm the best at doing things, but I get by. If you could please give me a like and share, and it would help if you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Help grow my channel. I think I'm on about 36 subscribers so far. It's early days, but I'd like to get to the magic 100 to start off with. So see you next time.